Hello, and welcome to a Word of Hope for Tuesday of the 12th week of Ordinary Time. I'm Father Scott, back home in Oak Park, and we have curious readings today. So the Gospel is from Matthew. It's a section where he's collected a bunch of Jesus's famous sayings. So we have the golden rule, do unto others. We have enter through the narrow gate, because the road to hell is wide, and many go that way. But then this other interesting one, don't throw your pearls before swine, lest they trample them underfoot and turn and tear you to pieces. And this is where I want to go to the first reading. Because the first reading, we have Hezekiah has been throwing his pearls before swine. The swine in this case is Sennacherib, the king of Assyria. Sennacherib's father, Sargon II, had destroyed the northern kingdom of Israel, and Hezekiah had been paying protection money to Sennacherib to keep him from destroying Judah. Now, Sennacherib wants it all, and he's coming with his armies, destroying everything in his path, and he says, I'm coming for you, Jerusalem, and no one can stand against me. And he writes that in a note and he sends it to Hezekiah. And Hezekiah gets the note and he goes to the temple and he puts it in front of God and he says, God, do something. Show us in the world that you are the only God. Save us. And God, through the prophet Isaiah, scoffs at Sennacherib and says, he shall not reach this city. And then that night, it says at the end of this, the angel of the Lord went forth and struck down 185,000 men in the Assyrian camp. So Sennacherib, king of Assyria, broke camp and went back home to Nineveh. First of all, right, don't throw your pearls in front of swine. Don't pay protection money to an evil person. If we deal with people who are evil, we're eventually going to get bit by evil. That's the way it is. But Hezekiah feels like he's got to do something. And so that's why he's praying. But it's hard to say, do unto others what you would have them do to you. Where's that in God slayed 185,000 men? Well, this is the narrow path. Hezekiah seems he has two options. Hand over the city to Sennacherib or fight to the last man. Neither is a very good option. No, there's a narrow road, a different option. Let God fight this battle for you. And that's what happened. That's the narrow road. When we think it's either this or that, and now it's time for violence, maybe it's not. Maybe there is an interesting alternative, some other way to proceed. That's what real prayer does. It allows us to be inspired by God to do unto others in ways that we hadn't thought of. So when we're between a rock and a hard place, as we say, let's turn to God and say, God, show me the better path, because I don't see it right now. God will answer.